eyes wide open. Deep in the heart of the Appalachian Mountains, something ancient lingers. Whispers in the fog, footsteps on empty trails, and shadows that don't belong. Don't forget to subscribe, and let's take a look.
Hey, welcome to camp. We're so excited to have you here. We're going to be camping out here in the great outdoors in the Appalachian Mountains, but there's a few small rules you have to remember when staying with us. Remember, always put out your fires before you go to bed. It's too dangerous, and only you can prevent forest fires. Make sure you put all the appropriate trash away in the appropriate trash can. This is a good trash can for cups, utensils, and tissues, not for food. Always lock away food in a safety box. Zip up your tent. You don't want unwanted weather, critters, or spirits ruining your good time and safety. Follow these rules and we're going to have a great summer. Oh, and before I forget, most importantly, make sure you keep a flashlight handy and that you don't leave any cabins or rooms at night. And if you hear something outside your walls, no, you didn't.
See it or not through the tent. I don't think so. I'm leaning right up against the light, but somebody's walking around out there very close to the tent. They're walking around outside in circles. Hello? Alright, I don't like this. Hello? Hello? They're touching my tent. Stop. Hello? Hello? Alright, I'm getting out of here. Hello? Hello? I don't know what this is, but we're getting out of here. Hang on. Hello? Okay, they're walking away now. What do you want? What do you want? I have a knife.
Just look at this trail. I don't know if it's like translating onto the camera, but legitimately this place is so weird. And I spend a lot of time in the woods. Like, trust me, I don't get creeped out easily. It's an old volcano. So, yeah, I'm definitely coming back here tonight. I'm going to record and let's see if we catch anything. Probably not tonight. I'm going to go back to my site and barbecue and smoke some chicken, but tomorrow night I'm totally coming back here and I'm just going to hang out and see what happens. Wonder if I'll see aliens. Let me know what you guys think if you've had experiences in the Appalachians. So I'm going to show you the number one reason of why you have to look up when you are setting up your tent anywhere. This tree fell down, well, one of these trees, and took down many other trees with it. A big live tree. And look, there's my tent right there. Ah! It like barely missed my tent, and that's because like I always make sure to look up when I set up my tent anywhere. And you always think it's like not going to happen to you. And luckily it didn't happen to me, but it could have. It could have. So you guys, this is my camp right now. This is like, the sun's going down. But I heard the creepiest noise. I don't know if it'll happen again, but it was like a long drawn out, wasn't an owl. Like, I know all of the creatures that are around here. I don't know what it was. It wasn't a fisher cat. But it sounded like otherworldly.
I see a lot of people who comment that they're not afraid of the woods. I'm going to have a story right now that would scare you if you were out in the woods. Like a lot of my camping stories with my friends, this was back in the 90s. And we were camping somewhere off of the Blue Ridge Parkway. Now, we've been out all day hiking, doing whatever you do, and we were really tired. And I'm always one of the people that can't fall asleep. There's a big group of us camping. I know we had at least 2 or 3 tents. And me and my friends, we were just sitting around the campfire. And all of a sudden, we heard something that sounded like a tornado ripping through the forest. None of the others were guys, and we all freaked out and just ran into our tents.
This park ranger left his job after his terrifying encounter with the feral people. In 1980, this gentleman started his career in law enforcement. He worked 7 years as a police officer before he decided he wanted to be a park ranger. In 1987, he was hired on with the Rangers, and he didn't really want to disclose what park he actually worked in for his short stay, but he insinuated that it was the Smoky Mountain National Park. When he started, he was paired with an older gentleman who was actually getting ready to retire, and he was actually his replacement. He said this old guy was a little cold at first, but after a few days, he warmed up to him and actually was really nice, and they joked a lot. But he said he couldn't help but feel like there was always something that he wanted to say to him, but he never did. After his training was over and he was turned loose on his own, he said the first call he got was about a campfire that someone didn't extinguish well, so he went to take care of it. When he stepped out of the truck, he said he got that gut-wrenching feeling that something was off. He wasn't quite sure what it was, but about that time he heard another vehicle pull up. It was actually his former partner, the older gentleman, along with his supervisor, the main boss, like the captain, who was an older gentleman as well, and they called him over to their truck. He was a no-nonsense kind of guy, and he actually told this gentleman here, he said, turn off your radio. We need to talk. These 2 older gentlemen, these park rangers, proceeded to tell him, he said, again, this conversation never happened, but if you're going to work here, you need to know. They told him, you will encounter things in this park that when you see or hear them, it didn't happen. And he then went on to say, there are people here. And the guy kind of thought in that moment he meant like maybe teenagers or people who just come in to party and they cause trouble. This guy was talking about feral people. When the park first opened, there were people who lived in the area who didn't want to give up the land, so they just more or less retreated deep within the park in the mountains. And for the most part, they just left them alone. They are very dangerous. You need to be aware of your surroundings. Just don't approach. If you encounter these people, leave. They both were the no-nonsense type of guys, so he took their word to think that maybe there was something out there, but he wasn't quite sure until a short time later. A few months go by, and he actually receives a call about a person camping or a hiker in the area who had left their backpack on a mountaintop that had their medication in it that they had to have. He was sent out to retrieve it, and so he pulled up in the general area as far as he could go in a vehicle, and then got out and began to walk. But he instantly said his sixth sense kicked in when he got out of his truck. He said he, as a law enforcement officer 7 years prior, and I can relate to what he meant, he said he knew eyes were on him. He knew there was someone in the area, but his first thought was maybe a group of teenagers or people that's not supposed to be there doing something illegal. And he just yells out, "Look, I need the backpack back. The lady who lost it has medication and she has to have it." There was no response, but he didn't see anyone, so he just proceeded to walk around on foot for a while, and he found nothing. As he made his way back to his truck, when it came into view, he began to notice something sitting on the hood of the truck. When he got closer, he could tell that it was a backpack, the one he was looking for. It met the description. It was the same color, same brand. As he's getting in his truck, he looks over behind some trees a little ways off, and he sees 4 people. These just aren't 4 regular-looking people. These people look like they have been in the mountains their whole life. They have long, stringy, dirty hair, very tattered and worn-out clothing, what little clothing they had. Their skin looked almost like a gray, white, palish, very malnutrition skin. They honestly had more animal characteristics than they did human. They locked eyes for what he said probably was a minute or less, but felt like an hour, until he heard a noise out in the forest when all of these things turned to look like it was some kind of call or language that he wasn't familiar with. They immediately turned and ran like a deer toward this noise, like it was someone calling them back. He sat there in his truck for several minutes trying to process what happened, because he didn't really think he would ever encounter these people if they were real at all. And now his world had just been shaken. Winter came and went without incident until the spring of 1988. And he was out on a call again about a campsite that had been left kind of vandalized, so he went to check it out. Again, when he got out to investigate, he got that same feeling like eyes were on him. And then he noticed the smell, which he had actually smelled with the first encounter, which he compared to almost like a decomposing deer carcass. When he looked down the tree line, he said he seen a behemoth of a man, which stood about 6'4" or 5" and weighed probably at least 250. And this guy looked mean. He had the same long, stringy hair, the malnutritious skin, but this dude was like jacked. He was a big dude. And right beside of him was a woman who was much smaller, with the long, stringy hair, the gray skin, and he said it almost appeared as if she was missing a bottom lip. Not from like a injury or anything, but maybe like a birth defect, which made sense because some of these other people had weird looking limbs and just things going on that wasn't normal. His first encounter, he was almost more just in awe. He was just struck with, interest. Wow, this is real. He said this encounter, he felt threatened. Like he felt like he wasn't safe. At which point he placed his hand on his sidearm, and as he eased toward the truck. As he got in, he said he seen this man and woman actually retreat back into the forest. But as he threw the truck in reverse to get out of there, he looked over and he seen what appeared to be a much, much older person, an older man like these. This guy had the long, stringy gray hair and very malnutrition and just was peeking around a tree. As he focused in on it, he could tell there was actually 2 more of these people on either side of this older gentleman, as if they were maybe holding them up or helping him stand. And he just knew he had to leave. So he put the truck in gear and drive, and he left. At this time, he felt threatened. Like he knew if he stuck around for any long amount of time, something bad would happen. So he made his way to the ranger station. He said he went into a supervisor's office and he said, "I quit. I'm done. I'm going back to regular law enforcement." That was his last day on the job as a park ranger.
A friend warned them about the area. Locals said it wasn't safe to camp there, especially after dark. But they brushed it off and went anyway.
Okay guys, welcome back to another haunted campo.
But it's pretty cool too. So like I was telling one of my friends, my good friends, what I was doing tonight. And I said, I'm camping overnight. And she goes, "Oh my God, please be careful." And I was like, "Why? Like, what's up?" And she's like, "You need to watch out for the little people, AKA the fairies." She's like, "They are so intense around this area."
Wait, who said that?
Kira. So we need to be very mindful of that. We need to be mindful of ghostly apparitions, ghostly experiences, and also other cryptid beings, AKA Bigfoot, Sasquatch. Who else knows what else is in this massive wilderness area?
They found a clearing, parked up, and set up camp. As night fell, the air grew thick. The woods felt heavier, and then the noises began.
The air feels weird. Something just came around. Feels weird now. What is that?
Someone in the woods!
What? What did you just say?
Someone in the woods!
There's someone in the woods? What did you guys hear? Because I felt it, I just didn't hear anything.
I don't hear it. Yeah.
Could it be a Newfoundland wolf?
I was just taking a pee, and then it's like a bunch of branches breaking and like walking. Like it sounded like Angela was back in there cutting wood.
I felt that, but I just didn't hear it. What?
Lomar heard rustling. Chelsea thought she saw a man standing just beyond the tree line, a hooded figure, still and silent. They shined their flashlights, calling out, but by the time they reached the spot, no one was there.
I was straight up just eating my dinner, felt something, but I didn't hear anything. They actually heard it, so I'm kind of confused. Hello? I have no idea what that was.
I know, and I heard, like it was so loud.
I felt it though. I'm like, there's something weird in the air. Something just came, but I didn't hear it. I just felt it, and you guys are the one that heard that.
Yeah.
It's like I just don't understand what just happened.
They tried to laugh it off and eat, but the feeling of being watched never went away. Then, out of nowhere, a low whistle echoed through the woods, followed by footsteps crunching along the gravel path.
Yeah, there's not much in them.
Oh shit. That's a whistle. Someone walk up. Someone probably walked up just now. Charles, what the hell? This is literally around the corner. I don't know if they want to like attack us. I don't know if they're planning to attack us, but
I don't hear anything anymore. It's quiet now.
oh my god. Holy sh**, man.
Let's go see him.
Let's gravel. Let's gravel.
Chelsea froze. Lomar grabbed the camera. The sound circled them, then stopped. They decided to search more of the woods around them, but while doing so, they heard Angelo calling for help.
What did you hear? What did you hear?
I don't know.
There was a walking in there, like something snapping.
Yo.
Was that Angelo?
That was Angelo. He just yelled help.
Oh my god, again!
Yeah, we gotta go. Coming?
What the fuck?
They sprinted back to camp, only to find him sitting by the fire, confused. He hadn't shouted at all.
What the f is going on? Dude, we heard you scream. Like loud, man. You good?
Yeah.
Bro, you literally screamed.
No, I didn't say anything. I was about to
Chills, what the f?
again. What are you guys talking about?
Bro, we heard you scream. Like, we could have sworn it was you, bro. Like, I'm not even joking.
I literally didn't do a single thing. You heard me?
What the f, Chelsea?
Yeah, like it sounded like something. Oh, it sounded like something fell,
Yeah.
and then all we heard was footsteps, and then it sounded like you saying help.
Dude, we literally heard your voice.
That wasn't me.
Help!
I swear I didn't say a single thing.
Later that night, the same thing happened again. But this time, it was Angelo who heard them calling for help from the forest. Something was mimicking them. Their voices, their footsteps, and whatever it wasn't human.
What the?
Yeah? Are you okay?
What the?
What's going on?
I don't know. Sarah, I was just feeling eyes down there, that's why. I just kind of like...
Yeah, what's up?
Okay, why did you scream?
I didn't scream.
We didn't scream.
I heard Chelsea scream.
No, I literally was just Googling about coolers and bears.
No, like I was literally... Bro.
Cougars and bears.
Yeah, but if bears can get into a cooler.
Okay.
I didn't scream at all.
I swear I heard you scream help.
No, she wasn't. I was recording her. I've been recording the whole time.
Really?
Yeah, I'm literally recording right now.
Okay, what the f is going on out here?
Why is this happening?
I don't know.
You heard her scream?
Yeah.
Help?
Yeah.
Why is something like...
No, she was not screaming.
Okay, this doesn't make any
Like,
sense.
she really wasn't.
You guys heard me scream when I didn't, and now I heard you guys, and I swear I just saw something move in the back of the trees over there.
Right behind me?
Yeah. I'm really hoping the camera picked that up.
Why is something like copying us?
Like I legit thought I saw something like right back there. Move from right to left.
Like right in that like hole?
Yes.
Omar was just saying too, like before you came back, that he was feeling eyes from behind
Really?
there.
Yeah, like I have it all on tape.
What the f?
I actually do. Like,
What is up with this place?
The group cut the cameras, hoping to sleep away the night. But in Appalachia, sleep doesn't come easy when something's watching you. Morgan has lived near the Appalachian Trail her entire life and thought she'd seen it all. Until one April morning in 2025. She went for a short hike, recording the quiet beauty of the woods, when she noticed movement between the trees.
Ooh, I just dropped my phone. Yeah, there we go. An aesthetic video. My phone flies. Oh. Wrong day to wear white shoes.
A pale face staring back at her. Then came the noises. Low, guttural sounds that didn't belong to any animal she knew. She froze, camera shaking, as the sounds grew louder, closer. But what terrified her most wasn't in the forest. It was what she captured, near her own home. While filming outside, she spotted something moving near the edge of her property, a human-like figure gliding out from the side of her house. She thought it was her husband, until he told her he hadn't been anywhere near the house. Whatever it wasn't human, and it had been watching her for a long time. Brant set out to explore the Appalachian Trail, spending days hiking through endless wilderness and camping in different spots each night. One morning, after waking to the sunrise and packing up camp, Brant began hiking deeper into the trail. But soon, something strange happened.
So I saw this stealth site right off a trail. It's not the greatest. It's I mean, it would work. There's a kind of a flat spot right there. Some nice trees to tie the tarp to. I walked down this little side trail a little further, and I'm kind of glad I did, because there's some sort of animal den underneath that rock, and it's fresh. I mean, you can tell they've been going in and out of it, so I don't want any animal encounters this evening, so I think I'm going to keep on going. Plus, it's still kind of early. Hey, talk about creepy. I was just down at that stealth site there checking it out, talking about it, and I heard and saw a hiker coming down the trail. And I thought I'd stay at the campsite and wait for the hiker to pass. And the hiker never passed, and there's nobody here, and it's freaking me out right now. I've got chills up and down my spine. Yeah, I saw a person with a pack on, wearing hiking clothes. There's no way they passed me. Yeah, this is weird. I'm getting out of this spot. I'm telling you, that's yeah, if the animal den wasn't enough. Yeah, this is the spot where I thought I saw somebody.
He heard and saw what looked like another hiker up ahead, crunching footsteps and the faint sound of breathing. So he stopped, waiting for them to pass. But no one did. The sound faded, and the trail ahead was empty. Brant stood frozen, heart pounding, knowing for certain he wasn't alone just moments ago. It wasn't the first time either. Earlier that day, he thought he saw someone moving in the distance. But when he got closer, the figure was gone.
You know, honestly, that's the second time today that's happened. And the first time is when I was sawing that log, and I looked over and I was like, oh, someone's coming up the trail. The log will be sawed for them when they get here, and there was never anybody there. And I think I might have just saw a leaf. I don't know. I'm not going to record a whole lot more because I've got low battery. That's another reason I probably need to get into Helen. So I'm going to put as much distance between me and that campsite as I possibly can.
Uneasy, Brant started putting distance between him and the camp, hoping to get away from whatever that was. When you're deep in Appalachia and something like that happens, that's usually your sign to leave. The constant hum of crickets, the distant birds, gone.
They were camping alone in the Appalachians when their nightmare started. At first, they heard only a faint crunch of leaves far away. Then, heavier, closer. Something was moving out there with purpose, stalking them silently. The thin fabric of their tent was all that stood between them and the dark unknown. Suddenly, a sharp thud hit the tent's side. Branches snapped, harsh and sudden, like brittle bones breaking in the night. The air grew colder. The night fell silent. Predators quiet everything before the strike. They heard it circling slowly, deliberate and menacing. Its breathing was ragged, wet, and desperate. A low growl rose from the shadows, shaking the ground beneath them. She gripped his arm, tears streaming down her cheeks. But whatever was out there, it was moving closer. Their hearts raced as they unzipped the tent, desperate to see what hunted them. But the moment they stepped into the darkness, they knew they should have stayed inside.
Man, if something's throwing something.
Something was down there, bro. Something threw something. Let's go. Don't stop.
If you ever felt the chill of something watching you in the woods, you're not alone. Don't forget to subscribe and share your own encounter in the comments below. The mountains are watching. Are you? As always, stay safe, stay aware, and question everything.